Hi guys, my name is Emily. Welcome to Top 5 Wednesday, the only Top 5 Wednesday that I managed to do this month. It should be February 22nd today, and today I'm going to talk about books that get you out of a reading slump. So I have 5 different types of books here that I would turn to for different reasons, all of which have helped me to get out of reading slumps in the past, or at least this strategy has helped me to get out of a reading slump. So the first book that would get me out of a reading slump is A Land of the First Adventure by Tamora Pierce. Now this is one of my childhood favorites. It is a piece of children's literature, it is fantasy, and I have such fond memories of it. It is a quick read. When I'm feeling down, when I'm not really feeling like reading, I will often pick this up just because I know it's a quick read, I know I will like it, and it brings back all the good feels and makes me love reading again. Would this book specifically work for you? Maybe not, but I would recommend picking up a childhood favorite, even if you don't feel like reading at the time when you pick it up. As long as you have really strong memories associated with that childhood favorite, I think that will really help you get out of the reading slump. The next thing that I have to offer is a short story collection. So this is probably my favorite Stephen King short story collection. The advantage of a short story collection is that you can go and you can just pick one story, and the idea with getting out of a reading slump is just to start reading again and to feel accomplished. It's easy to quickly consume a short story, and if you pick a short story by an author whose writing style you love, it might inspire you to go pick up another book by them or just inspire you to keep reading the rest of the collection. My next suggestion is to pick a biography by somebody that you love. For this, I have Where I Am Now, True Stories of Girlhood and Accidental Fame by Mara Wilson. So this is a very funny but touching memoir. It's reflecting back on her time as Matilda and the sort of fame that exploded from that. As somebody who's watched Matilda, who loved the movie, this was really fun and interesting. Picking somebody who I was interested in, it's nonfiction. It's divided into nicely closed chapters so that if you're in a reading slump, it's very easy to pick up, read a chapter, feel accomplished. But if you're not quite ready to keep reading, it's not like you have to remember really what happens in her life because the next chapter is going to discuss something completely different. I think a lot of nonfiction, memoir, biography kind of things, especially if they're funny, would be good to get you out of a reading slump. Especially, I think, if your reading slump has to do with your own personal life. If things are going on in your life that you don't really want to think about, it's sometimes nice to escape into other people's lives. The next book I have here is Unmentionable, The Victorian Lady's Guide to Sex, Marriage, and Manners by Therese O'Neill. So this is a humorous, very visual guide, and it gives a lot of historical facts alongside the narrator's dry humor. What is appealing about this is, again, the different chaptered aspects, so you get to each part's very distinct, but because it's humorous and because you're learning just bizarre things, it's a compelling read. You want to keep reading because you're what else was weird about the Victorian era? You kind of want to straddle the line between humor and textbook, and I think this does this really well, and I feel like there are other books out there like this. Just a matter of sort of going to your bookstore and maybe browsing the history or community and culture section and picking out something that is easily consumable that interests you. The last thing I have here is Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. Now this could really stand in for any graphic novel, although I do really like Nimona, and I think Nimona could get you out of a reading slump. It is very colorful and cute. Picking something that's very visual, very quick to consume, funny in this case, is probably important for getting you out of a reading slump. For me personally, these are probably the things that I would turn to, but these are also the types of things that I would turn to if I was in a reading slump. I would look for one of these types of texts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you agree, disagree? And what is one book that you always turn to when you are in a reading slump? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.